Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network. Welcome back to the show. We are so excited to have our next guest joining us, Jennifer Altimore. Yep, she's the founder, principal, and coach and business counselor, all at J2ML LLC. We're here today to talk more about, her company, which is J2ML, empowering entrepreneurs to build and grow their dreams, whether it's on a personal level, business level, you name it, she can help. Welcome to the show today, Jennifer. How are you?
Thanks, Jill. Doing well. Thanks so much for having me. Appreciate it.
Well, thank you. Excited to have you here. I know you're a certified master NLP life and business coach as well. And before we get started, just to confirm, where are you located?
I'm located in the Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania area.
Perfect. But you're working with people all over the world, right? With virtual
Correct.
services?
Yep.
All right.
Thanks
And
to
what is,
technology.
I
Yes.
know, isn't it amazing? And what is the website? How can we contact you?
Yeah, it's jaltimore.com. So it's like jaltimore.com.
Perfect. Well, let's dive right into it. We always hear from people, hey, I feel stuck in life, So what does that really mean? Could you explain that, what this stuck situation is and why so many people are saying it and why it even
Yeah.
happens?
Yeah, I feel like we all get in these kind of ruts in life, right?
Yep.
So we're unable to move forward on something, and we might not know why. And it could be for a various of reasons. If we're overwhelmed with responsibilities, either at home or at work. I know I'm feeling that a little bit with all this spring cleanup in the rain that we've had lately. So there can be so many reasons of why we feel stuck and we're not moving forward with things. And it's a feeling of uncertainty and not being motivated and what's next. Sometimes we don't even know what we're being stuck from, right? What is that next thing? It's just a feeling that you have of, I can't move forward, right?
Yep, I get it. I have a 7 and 9-year-old. I feel the same way all the time. I can't, the dishes, the piles, the laundry, that I can never get anything done around the house. And I feel like I'm just diving deeper and deeper, right?
Right, right. This feeling of being unstuck can really hold you back, can, have you be depressed, right? You feel like you just want to go to sleep, not get anything done from your task list. And on the business side of things, number one, it can bring your staff down, but also can withhold you from taking your business to the next level. I think sometimes, especially with
Yeah.
entrepreneurs, you start your business, you get moving, you hit that 4 to 5 year mark, and then you're like, okay, this is great, but what's next for me? You've kind of been working now on autopilot and you're like ready to do something different and you just don't know what that is. You don't know how to expand the box. You don't know how to
Yep.
branch into a new market. You don't know what that next level is. So
Well, I'm
yeah,
sure a
so
lot
I'm
of
here to help
us
with all that.
can relate to this. Now, could you tell us how a life or success coach can help someone who's feeling stuck?
Sure. So, what my role is to really help the individual. I'm just kind of here as a guide, and help them really kind of gain their clarity and shift their mindset. So, a lot of times it's due to limiting beliefs or patterns that we may not be aware of, that exist within our subconscious, that can be holding us back. So, what I do as a coach is I can help with that perspective. So, I can help them identify those blocks, where they're at, why
Mm-hmm.
they're there, and then work through them and past them, right? It's really about breaking down those mental barriers, and unlocking their full potential, once they have that. I think the great thing about this is once you have those tools and you understand how that works, it it opens up so much more, right? Those blocks are gone, right?
Mm-hmm.
For other projects and other things coming up. So
Great. Well, Jennifer, I'd love to hear some examples, if you don't mind, of maybe how, you've helped someone coach through this and break out of that whole feeling stuck.
perfect. So yeah, I had a client of mine, a colleague actually that I used to work with, and she just couldn't understand why she continually was being passed up for different promotions. She wasn't progressing in her career. She
Mm-hmm.
really was, putting in the extra work and doing all of the things that she thought she should be doing, and was not sure why she was being overlooked. And through our sessions, what we really discovered was that she had a fear of rejection. And that fear of rejection was actually holding her back from truly pursuing the promotions. And
Oh,
what that
wow.
looks like is, yeah, I'm really interested in that. But I know if there's somebody else that's more qualified, or I know I've only been in this role for a specific time. So what she was doing subconsciously is because she was afraid of that rejection, she was actually putting it out there ahead of time so that she wouldn't get that rejection face on from somebody else. So we worked on creating and shifting her mindset and really building her confidence up and setting attainable goals, right? So very quickly, what can we do in 30 days? What can we do in 60 days to shift that mindset? And she not only then started applying for various promotions, but she's got it. She's actually a VP at a company right now, which I'm
Wow.
super excited and still work with her. Her outlook on her career and life has just completely transformed. So it's been fun.
Wow, that is awesome. We love hearing these positive stories and of course, how you're helping so many people. Well, also, if you don't mind, did you want to share another example for now? Because this is pretty inspiring and maybe give us some more details about this. It's the whole mind shift of mindset, I should say, right?
Yeah. So I'll give a little example. This is a personal example. You know, I've a coach as well. I think we should all have coaches and therapists, right?
Yeah.
But one of my coaches many years ago started giving me tools and things to work through kind of different various situations. She was a business coach, and it really turned into she was helping me a lot more with life and different things. I, as most people, had a very big shift in my
Yeah.
life where a lot of things seemed to be all coming down at the same time, right?
Yeah.
Change of house, change of marital status, change of jobs, accidents, all of these things kind of were happening at once. And I had a girlfriend say to me, hey, Jennifer, how are you actually standing here right now? And I took a step back from that and really looked at the shift that was really happening in my life within this 6 month period. And I thought,
Mm.
oh my gosh, how am I really doing this? And, what came clear to
Yeah.
me was that the tools that I had been learning to change my mindset to really become more, forward thinking and goal oriented. I was just naturally moving through these hard times in life, flowing through them, knowing that, yes, they're tough, feeling the tough feelings, and going on to the next and getting through it without even realizing that I was doing it. And it's one of the reasons why I actually got into this business is because
Ah.
anybody can do that, right? This is something that anybody can do is have that mind shift change. They can really move from being unstuck or being in a place where you almost feel paralyzed to moving into being able to flow through naturally through tough times, create the good times, right? Enjoy them. So I think that's a fun story that I love to share because not only because that got me into the business, but it was such a time that even my friends could notice, like, how are you doing this? What is happening
And
right now?
by the way,
And
when was this? Okay, if you don't mind giving me a timeline
yeah,
of when this happened
yeah.
to you and
So
then when you started the coaching business, I would love to hear a little more of your background.
yeah. So when I had that kind of aha moment was actually about 7 or 8 years ago. And it took me a while to kind of process how all of these things were happening and how I was moving through it. But after I did, I immediately, I called my coach.
Hmm.
My coach actually was gifted to me by one of my bosses. It was like a Christmas gift for the team.
Yeah.
So we got the business coaches. So I called my coach, I called my former employer, and I just thanked them. And that's when I started talking. We call her Coach Connie. When I started talking with Coach Connie, like, how can I do this for other people? Like, other people need to understand and know that you don't have to be stuck. You don't have to be in this place. Like, you can change can happen just because this is the way things have always been. Or this is how you're supposed to react, either from family reactions or society telling you have to react that way. It doesn't have to be that way. There is light at the end of the tunnel, right? And so she started helping me working through my coaching classes and certifications and stuff like that. So I've probably been seeing clients, I guess, for the last year, 2 years now.
Oh my goodness, that's awesome. Well, thank you for sharing that.
Yeah.
And
Thank
also,
you.
if you don't mind me reminding everyone how we can contact you, if you could share the website, phone number, any social media pages, I'd appreciate it.
Yeah. Yeah, great. So the website is J Altimore. It's JALTIMORE. So Jaltimore. .com, and that's my business website. And then on any of the social networks under J Altimore is my tag as well. So you can follow me on any of those. And definitely reach out. I also like to share inspirational blog posting and different things about things that are happening in my life. Any things that I see that are coming up. So there's a lot of tips and tricks and tools that can be used by anybody on any of those blog posts as well.
Got it. Now, you spent a lot of time. What did you do in corporate America
Yeah, so
before this?
marketing professional for over 20 years.
Okay.
And I still do work in corporate America a little bit. I do some consulting and things. That's a tough life. I love to work with those individuals also because I
Yeah.
just really understand what they're dealing with and that pressure that comes from that. It's interesting, Jill. Actually, a lot of the entrepreneurs that I work with actually came from corporate America, right?
Interesting,
So
right?
they have that background of corporate America, but they've said, I just can't deal with it anymore. I can't do it anymore. I'm working this hard for somebody else. Let me do this for myself. So
All right. Well, then let's also, I know, I want to talk and dive a little into the specifics that you help with because
yeah.
I was on the website earlier and I know the marketing optimization, the personalized coaching, you do leadership development, also consulting. I mean, there's a lot that you help with. There's workshops, team building. Would
Right.
you mind just, did you want to share some more specifics about the services that you offer?
Yeah, across the board, I really like to say that I kind of, am a marketing expert, and marketing can be consulting with you and your marketing business
Mm-hmm.
and what your goals are. But a lot of times marketing breaks down to the individual, right? The
Okay.
human individual as well.
True.
So,
Yep.
how are we trying to connect with other humans, whether it be in the business world or individually, a consumer product or a business-based product? And then how are we trying to grow individuals, either on our team or ourselves? So it really is around that kind of growth and connecting through different styles of communication, different ways of interpretation, to that actual end goal of whether it's a better individual for you, a better communicating team, or great sales and increase of sales or new markets, right? So I also do a lot of workshops, which is something that I love to do. I'm actually putting together a workshop for about 18 women in the local area here in Pittsburgh, where we're working on, kind of our goals.
Mm-hmm.
What do we want to establish over the next 12 years? Looking at vision boards and then accountability. And so those are a lot of fun. And I'm working on building a boundary workshop, which is another thing that I think that a lot of people, we hear a lot about building boundaries in the workplace, especially. And what does that really look like? How do we do that? What is the, outline, the script for us to actually build that boundary and communicate it in a way that feelings don't get hurt and people don't get pushed away.
Got it. And now, do you also have your own podcast?
So we're working on a podcast. I am working on a podcast. It is not up and launched
Oh, okay,
yet. We
okay.
have started recording, but yeah, it will soon be up on the website. So
That's
you're,
exciting. I was reading
yeah,
that before too. I was perusing the website. So you and another person, I'm not sure who they are. Was it Amy or
Tim.
Kim?
Yeah,
There you go.
yes, yes. A girlfriend of mine. We will host a podcast that will really be focused on women that are, in their 40 plus in the professional world. And, we're, we're in this weird space where our kids are now leaving the house, right? And it's
That's
like all of a sudden you have this new freedom. So a lot of these tools come into play with communication, especially with adult children, and how to communicate with them, and kind of what that life looks like. So
and how old are your kids?
I have a 21-year-old and I have a 15-year-old.
Oh my goodness. God bless. I know.
Yeah, it's such fun.
Of course, and mine are 7 and 9, a little younger, but yeah, it's a lot. You're right. There's
Yeah.
going to be that time in a few years when they leave the nest, and yeah, you have to. Oh my God, get your life back.
Yeah. Well, Jill, I'll offer you this advice. Hold on to that 7 and 9-year-old as much as I remember those years, and it was crazy. And it was a lot of times I felt like I lost myself and who I was, but
Yeah.
you will come back and you will be so appreciative that you gave your time and your energy to your children at this small age, because as they get older, that relationship, that bond just continues to grow. So I always tell everybody it just keeps getting better and better. So just hold on. It keeps getting better and better. It's so hectic right now. I remember those days.
Thank you. Thank you for the advice. Back to, you as a coach, we talked a lot about mindset before. Is there any advice out there that you want to give to people who, really may be stuck and they're listening today and they're like, well, how does this work? What does it mean to work with a coach? How can she help? Could you, kind of dive
Yeah.
down the process?
Yeah. I think, the first thing we do is, you start with a consultation
Hmm.
call and really understanding where you're at, what those goals are, or where you're feeling stuck at. And really, it's a topic of conversations. We really work on different things
Yep.
of talking about the past, why we may be blocking certain things. Usually there's something underlying of why we're holding on to something. So, like the woman that I had mentioned earlier, she was really afraid of rejection. So we dug into that a little bit and really said, okay, well, what do we have to be afraid of now? So it really is a series of communications. It's all guided. I am just here as the guide. The
Hmm.
My clients really do all the work, right? They're the ones that are making that change.
No.
If you want change, you reach out, right? When you're ready for it, you reach out. And that is the biggest, best step that you can do for yourself. And everything else really comes naturally.
Oh, well, I love hearing this, and I know there's hope at the end of the tunnel. And for those that may not know just a little bit about your educational background, would you mind sharing? And then I know, some coaches out there aren't certified. You're certified. Could
Yeah.
you just share a little bit about that?
Yeah, I am certified. I'm a certified NLP life coach, life and success coach. I'm also board certified hypnotist, where I do like guided meditations and things like
Uh-huh.
that. And then I also have a traditional background as well with, degrees and certificates in marketing and business and finance.
Yay. Well, we still have 10 minutes left in the show, so I know we have more time to chat and maybe hear some more client testimonials, or what in particular did you want to make sure we are aware of for today?
Yeah, I think that, I just want to make sure that everybody knows that it's normal to feel stuck. I think that sometimes people get concerned, like, I shouldn't feel like this, or why do I feel like this? And the chances of that somebody else is feeling the same way that you are feeling
Hmm.
is very high. Other people have gone through it. There's nothing wrong with you. There's nothing, but it all can be turned around and it all can be changed. You don't have to stay in that place. So whether it's through coaching, right, or self-reflection, or talking to somebody that you trust, really taking the first steps towards change by communicating that, I think is a really great step for anyone feeling that way. You can feel free to reach out to me. You can feel free to reach out, like I said, to others. There's a lot of information online. But really, if you're feeling that way, just know that it's normal and other people are feeling that way as well, and that you can get unstuck. I think that's one of the biggest things I want people to know, is that their feelings are normal, and it's okay to feel that way.
Yeah. Oh
There's
my
tools out
goodness.
there to help.
All right, we love hearing it. And as a coach, people might also wonder, well, how does it work? Do we sign up? Is it a specific program? Is it, do we need how many months to change? How does it work to work with you, basically?
Yeah, so I offer 3 and 6 month programs, basically where we will set up weekly or every other week calls based on your schedule. And we kind of go from there. What is our goal? Where do we want to feel? Where do we want to go to? And really, again, you're in the driver's seat, right? If we accomplish something within 2 months, 3 months, and you're like, I feel really good, I'm ready to take this next step and move forward, that's what we do. And we end our relationship at that point. I will continue to check in on you because that is just how I am. But I'll always be there as a source for you to come back to. Same thing with the consulting, right? I offer packages. So I really kind of act as like a fractional CMO, right? Where I'll come in for a short period of time, take a look at the business plans, understand where you're trying to go, what your audience is, what your team looks like, and we'll kind of go from there. But basically, like 3 to 6 month packages is what I offer, is what I work with clients. Typically, I don't work with them much longer after that. Now I do re-engage them. I've had a couple clients that continue to come back after we have projects that have been worked on, or certain things, life events happen, and they're like, hey, I really need to figure out a way to get through this. I do have two clients that I have on standard where I talk to them every other week. And it
Oh,
is really just kind of to check in, right? We've worked on this, we're
yep.
continually doing this, but mostly 3 to 6 month time frames.
Got it. And then how do you juggle everything? Work, the
Yeah.
family, the coaching. My good, that's a lot.
Yeah, so time management, I was taught
Ah,
time management as part of my tools many years ago. And without it, I wouldn't be where I am at today. I would be losing my mind.
yep.
Trust me, I have had those weeks, just like
Moments.
everybody else, where
Hmm.
you feel like you're working in your regular job 80 hours a week, plus you have a home life, plus you have a house to take care of and a lawn to take care of, and your friends to maintain, and it can be a lot. So I've learned some time management techniques over the years that I'd be happy to share, and do share with a lot of my clients to help them with that, especially with that feeling of overwhelm.
Got it. All right, good to know. And obviously, if someone wants to reach out, you offer a free initial consultation.
That's
And
right.
is that like a 30-minute call or?
Yeah, it's like a 15 to 30 minute call, where I really just try to understand what it is that you're looking for, where you're stuck at, what needs you currently have, and what your end goal really is. So yeah, 15 to 30 minutes, and then we can decide together if it makes sense for us to move forward.
And what do you love most about working with people? I mean, is it seeing
Yeah.
that progression? Is that aha moment? What would you
It
say?
is. It is. It's that aha moment when I can sit on video or across from somebody and I can just watch them, and you can
Hmm.
see their brain moving and you can see something click. And it's the best feeling in the world because, like I said earlier on, being able to help people and let people know that our minds are so powerful. We just don't understand the capacity of how powerful they are, and we lose track in that day to day, just trying to get by and trying to do it. And when somebody can take that time to
It's so
pause
true. Yep.
and it clicks, it is like, oh my gosh, again, I'm going to say this again, I'm just a guide, right? Clients are doing all the work themselves, and they've done this, and it makes me feel so good that I've been able to guide them to get to that point.
Oh, I love it. All right. Well, let's again remind everyone all the ways we can reach out to you.
Yeah, great. So again, my website is J Altimore. That's JALTIMORE, like jaltimore.com.
Mhm.
On any of the social networks. My email address is on there. You can direct message me. We have a contact us form on the website as well. And my phone number is on the website as well. That is 724-433-7587. But again, all of that information can be found on our website, Jill.
Oh, and in closing today, how did you want to leave off? We still have 4 minutes left. I don't want to cut you short, so
Yeah.
we still have some more time if you wanted to add something.
Yeah, I think that I wanted to, maybe I'll add in, I know one of the pre-questions that we kind of talked about, and I got to thinking about this a little bit when I was writing it up, was quotes or words of inspiration.
Yes.
And I worked with this older gentleman, and I come back to this all the time. I'm very big on choices. Like, we forget sometimes that we have choices, and then we forget to choose those
Yep.
choices, right? I'm very big on that. And I had this gentleman say to me, it was an older gentleman, and he said, I tell my kids all the time, and he was a Southern guy, and he was like, you got to make a decision work and make a decision and then make your decision work, Jennifer. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I love that so much. I use it with my kids. I use it with my clients. Like,
Yep.
it's such a great words of inspiration. Make a decision and make your decision work. It's all about accountability and that choice, that you have. So I'd love to end it there.
All right. Thank you so much. Pleasure having you here. And again, looking forward to the next time we connect. Thank you for being so thorough with
Great.
all the notes. And we'll talk then, I guess. Are we back on next week?
Next week. Yeah.
Beautiful. Sounds
Great.
good. You have a great day, okay?
Thanks, Jill. You do the same. Thanks.
Thank
Bye
you. And to
bye.
all of our listeners, stay tuned. We'll be right back with more.
Are you looking for even more of the podcasts and hosts that you love? The Podcast Business News Network is proud to announce that you now have even more ways to listen live. Check out the MyTuner Radio, online radio box, and Simple Radio apps on iOS and Android, or find us online. Search for Business News Network on mytuner-radio.com, or search Podcast Business News Network on streama.com and onlineradiobox.com/US. Take your podcast on the go and don't miss a minute of the action.
Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.
For nearly 2,000 severely injured veterans, everyday life has become filled with barriers.
Day-to-day simple tasks can become pretty daunting.
I have to carry my chair up 2 flights of steps or have somebody do it for me.
What scares me the most is just the falling.
When I'm struggling with my house, I think, to have that one great barrier just knocked down, it's crucial.
Home for Our Troops is a wonderful nonprofit that builds a
Mortgage-free, fully adaptive, handicap-accessible house. And there's no catch.
It'll be our very first home that we've ever owned. This is a game changer.
This is where your life begins again.
We need you to join us in completing this important mission. Please visit hfotusa.org and help build homes and rebuild lives.
Because of you, everything's going to be okay.